Welcome back to a new video. So this is day 2 of the week of training, and I made some adjustments to the volume that I did on this day in the cleans, but also with snatching as well. So normally on this day I would have 3+3 muscle snatch plus overhead squat. As you can see, I'm just doing a 1+3, and I started my sets at 60 kilos. I believe at the beginning I started at 50, but because I'm taking off 2 of the muscle snatches and just doing 1, I figured I could take a bigger jump from that point. Plus, it's not really that difficult. 60 is not too heavy for this exact exercise. And I just did 3 sets instead of the original 5 because I think the 5 sets I did yesterday, that's enough volume on that day to where on this day I can get a little bit less and try to really focus in on the overhead squats and go a bit slower on the eccentric and really just focus on that aspect of it, but not to do too much work in the snatch since I do a bunch on the first day. And for the clean jerk work, still the same movements where I do a no hook, no foot clean to an overhead press and then a clean plus a push press. But for both of the clean movements, instead of doing a 3+3, I did a 1+3, and the reasoning for both of that is because I don't really think I need to have triples in the clean to do that much volume, because I'm essentially doing 18 cleans. I don't think is really that necessary because they're not really that heavy, but 2, I don't ever really struggle at the clean, and 3, I think it's better to focus more on trying to push the upper body part of the accessory up. So in the case of the no hook, no foot clean plus overhead press, to push that from 70, which was originally going to be, to 80 since I'm doing less of the cleans, and to focus on getting triples in the clean on the third set. So I still did the 3 sets, which is the same as the last block. I tried to do kind of an AMRAP, I suppose. I just did an extra rep, and I think that's something I'll probably continue to do, just a kind of a plus set there, just to see if I can do additional on top of that. But the triples were pretty difficult. I definitely had to be in a good position for them, pressing them up, but they moved well enough where I think I can do a little bit more next week. But just felt like it was a really good weight, a really good challenging weight, but not one where I couldn't do more the next week. After the, my screen got messed up. Sorry, I was trying to adjust the timeline so I can see where I'm at on the timeline of events. But after these overhead presses, the push presses, same thing. Instead of doing 3+3, I did a 1+3 and did them at 100. I believe at the end of the last block, I did at the top at 110. I think that's what I got up to for a 2+2. But I think because I'm doing less of the cleans, I could probably keep the triples going probably throughout this 4-week progression, since it just won't be as fatiguing to simply do just 1 clean instead of doing 3. That, and the fact that I'm doing more cleans tomorrow, I think I just get enough clean volume in. I don't think it's necessary to get a lot of volume in that movement in, because I think it just puts more wear and tear. It just kind of fatigues me too much for the upper body aspect of it, and that's where I want the fatigue to be. I want to be able to push the pressing and the push pressing up. Push presses, though, felt really good. I did the 3 sets of 3, or I guess the 1+3, 1 clean, plus 3 overhead presses, or 3 push presses. On the last set, instead of doing like an AMRAP or trying to do additional, since re-racking is fatiguing to do and usually not a good idea to do an AMRAP in the push press, at least in my opinion, because it is kind of stressful movement to do. I did a jerk. You notice there I'm looking to the side. Thankfully, I'm not looking at like pain or something on the side. I was noticing something out of the corner of my eye. It was just a trash bag that was blowing around. But because I'm very blind, you can see I'm squinting. It looked like someone walked out into the backyard, and I wasn't expecting my roommate to be home, so it just caught my eye, and I was looking over there mid lift, which shows how unfocused I can get during particular movements. But this is the last set here. Like I said, the push presses all felt really good. The overhead presses themselves are too feeling good. As far as like the shoulder is, I would say it's pretty much recovered. There's still some issues with what I am doing, but we're gonna do this really quick. All right, sorry, I got a message there because I'm getting ready to play a video game, so I've got 2 things going on at once. But whatchamacallit, these are the clean pulls I did. I did them all at 125 and did them in that cluster how I did before. So make sure whatchamacallit, sorry, I'm getting messages, I'm getting Discord calls, getting everything all at once. But the pulls were all pretty easy. I did them towards the back of the platform just to wear out that part, not just the same part. Because this session I took out a lot of the volume that I had in the previous block, it definitely felt easier in some ways, but it felt like a lot of the strain or the stress was with the overhead pressing and like the shoulder stuff. So it was like a good strain. It wasn't like I was just gassed from doing a bunch of cleans and then doing some pressing after. It was more focused on the upper body aspect of it. And what's weird too with these pulls, I think it's because I did them so quickly, essentially in clusters, that I actually got like a weird, like a minimal quad pump like on the last set. And I don't know, I just kind of like doing my pulls like this. It's something I typically hadn't done in the past. I always kind of did them fast if they were just light like this. 125 kilos is not a very heavy pull for me, whether it's a clean pull or even a snatch pull. But snatch pulls would be a little bit heavier, but it's not really difficult or strenuous for me to do. So I figured, doing them with shorter rest just makes them a little bit more difficult, but just challenging in a different way. But I don't know, they all felt really easy. I felt like I could just do sets of 3 forever. I could probably do like 20 sets, but it's not really the weakness that I need to be spending a lot of volume on. But I do like that I have been doing a lot more lighter pulls. I think that's just good in general for me to do, since I'm just good at pulling heavy and pulling slow. Having these lighter weights and pulling them just faster, since they are lighter, is probably beneficial as well. Plus, doing them with shorter rests, I just get a little bit more muscle work, I suppose, and just get more practice at the the first and the second pull of both the cleans and the snatches. But obviously doing more snatch pulls is probably better, because that's just one, it's lighter total weight, but also it's more important to practice that pull versus a clean pull, since cleans are often very forgiving with that. But as you see, a very straightforward and pretty simple session, but one that I can progress from in the next week of training. Just felt really good today. It was really nice because I felt a little tired coming in, but as I started to work, then it felt like the adjustments I made were logical and made the workout easier in some ways. Like I wasn't just fighting to do cleans, but I was fighting to press, which is more important to be able to improve. Because I think looking at those top lifts from Saturday, this past Saturday, it wasn't the leg strength that was the weakness. It was the upper body, and just trying to continue to develop that, trying to stabilize the snatch as much as I can, and to strengthen the shoulders just in general as much as I can is just going to be the way to go. But we'll see. I got another 4 weeks to kind of progress up, but that's going to be it for this one, because this is my last set here. But yeah, I'll talk to you all the next one. Hope you all have a great day. Peace.